Spoilers ahead. In the beginning of the movie, it is explained that 4% of humans are now born as mutants with superpowers. Initially, people found this concept fascinating, and mutants and regular humans lived and worked together. However, over time, people began to hate mutants, and they were pushed to do all the undesirable jobs by humans. Due to this, mutants found it hard to get any work, and a new drug called psych started spreading in the world. This drug is made from mutants' spinal cords, and due to lack of work, mutants started resorting to criminal activities. In the present, a woman named Eva is sleeping at home when her son, Connor, comes home. They eat together, and Connor notices that scars are appearing on his mother's hands. The marks on her hands are a sign of her cancer, but she reassures Connor that she will be fine. However, Connor is saddened by this. He finds temporary work for mutants in minor construction, where he starts working like a laborer and uses his powers for tasks such as controlling electricity. Meanwhile, police drones arrive and tell all mutants to come out of the construction site. The drones check the mutants, and even for such minor tasks, mutants need permit, which Connor does not have. Drone identifies a mutant that has warrant on his name. The drones send a robot down to catch him, which captures and kills the mutant. Several officers are raiding a place. They gang up on a man, and that man attacks an officer. The officers eventually apprehend him, and it turns out that he was involved in extracting drugs called psych from mutants' bodies. This incident receives extensive media coverage. Eva drops a jar in the shop she is working at. The owner gets furious and threatens to fire her if she continues behaving this way. Connor sees this and intimidates the shop owner with his powers. Eva takes Connor away. She tells him that he needs to learn to be calm, and Connor mentions that she is sick and should quit this job. He suggests selling their car to make money and get her proper treatment, but Eva responds that even that won't be enough. The next day, Connor waits with his friend Rob for labor work. A car arrives, and Rob says these people are thugs who do illegal work, and if we work with them, the police can catch us too. Garrett arrives in that car and says they need an electric mutant. Nobody answers, but as they are about to leave, Connor responds and demands $200 up front for an electric-powered mutant. Garrett agrees. Connor gets into the car, and they move forward. They meet another guy named Sam in the car, who cannot speak, and there's a girl named Maddie with them. Then they arrive at a place, and Garrett says there's an electric current at the gate here, stop it. Connor gives a strong electric shock there, and the current at the gate goes off. Gary understands that Connor is very powerful. They go inside and steal the goods there. Behind them, police drones arrive, in which the drone spots their red car. Garrett takes the car under the bridge and removes the red cover on the top of the car. Afterwards, as they move forward, the drone mistakes them for another van and leaves from there. All of them arrive at the club, where there's a big mafia named Marcus. He meets Connor. Marcus has the power to read anyone's mind, and he reads Connor's mind, then sends him out with Nia. Outside, they both have a drink, and inside, Marcus tells Garrett that he also have to pay the mafia gang trust above them. And those people are quite dangerous. Marcus tells Garrett to rob a bank from which they can pay the trust. Gary drops Connor at his house and tells him to meet him tomorrow if he want to make more money. He gives Connor $300 as bonus for the day. Connor comes home and meets Eva, and he says that today he got a little more work, so he earned more money, and Eva is happy with this. The next day, Officer Park and Davis come and see the place where Garrett stole, and they both understand that this job must have been done by Marcus's gang. Along with this, they also come to know that a mutant who can control electricity is also working with them. If you are still enjoying this video, please like, comment, and share this video along with the channel. The next day, Garrett picks Connor from the labor point and tells him about the trust they have to pay to. He tells him that they are dangerous people. For now, Marcus gave them a job to steal from a bank, and where they will get millions of dollars and pay their debt back to the trust. Connor says he urgently needs money because his mom has cancer. Garrett says, "Alright, I'll give you the money, but first you have to prove that you're capable." Then, in front of him, Garrett hits a car and tells Connor to turn off its alarm. But Connor says no, it's wrong. Garrett says that after this, we will go to steal from a bank, and if the theft goes well, he'll give him $25,000. Connor stops the alarm with an electric shock. They steal the car and leave from there, where Garrett shows his powers. He can move things with his mind. He trains Connor to practice lighting a bulb, which he could do after several days of training. Connor tells his mom that he got a job and the money he gets from Garrett he starts hiding it. Garrett and Connor both go to a bank. They gather information about the cameras, guards, and lockers there, and they share it with Sam and Maddie. They prepare their plan, and on the day of the robbery, they enter the bank. They use their powers to catch all the guards, and then Connor gives the safe a big shock opening it. They go inside, and Gary, still agitated, comes out and grabs a woman, asking why there's less money here. The woman explains that every Friday at 4:00, the money is sent to the main office. They are all caught by the police drone. Connor gathers his powers and gives a big electric shock to the drone, causing it to crash down. Taking advantage of the situation, they all escape from there. Garrett goes to Marcus, gives him money. Marcus says there's only $50,000 in it, to which Gary responds that this is less money than they were told, and it won't be enough for their cut. Marcus decides to talk to the trust. Meanwhile, Connor sees a woman going to attack Marcus. Connor intervenes, shocking the woman with electricity. She tries to stab Connor, but Marcus's bodyguard shoots and kills her. Connor starts to clean his wound, and Nia meets him there. She's under the influence of drugs. She looks at Connor's wound and heals it by touching it. Seeing this, Connor realizes that she's a healer mutant who can cure any person's illness. But he wonders why she's with these people. Marcus' bodyguard arrives and says that Marcus has called her. Connor comes home where Eva has taken all of Connor's money and asks where he is getting all this money. She called his office and found out he does not work there. You have become a criminal like your father. Connor says he can't see his mom dying. Eva's condition worsens, and Connor takes her to the hospital. After her treatment, the doctor says due to being a mutant, her powers are spreading cancer in her brain, and we need to treat her as soon as possible. Connor comes out from there, and he is caught by Park and Davis right there in the parking and taken to the police station. Park says that now he's seen with Garrett. Connor says that we haven't done anything wrong, and we were just friends. Davis says that next week we are going to catch the stuff taken from Marcus' place, and after that, we will catch each member of Marcus' team one by one. Park says, "Look, Connor, your mom is sick, and you shouldn't do these wrong things. If you give me information about those mafias, I'll save you." But Connor says that I don't know anything about them. Due to lack of evidence, they let him go. Garrett picks Connor and takes him to Marcus. He comes to Connor and reads his mind and says, "You haven't told the police anything." Connor tells them about the police plan to burn Psych and they plan to steal it, which is worth $10 million. Garrett says, "We'll steal it, but you guys pay us less, and if we do this theft, we want half the money because there is a lot of risk in this." Connor also asks that he will take Nia with him. Marcus agrees. For moving the drug, there is heavy security, guards everywhere, and drones keep an eye on them from above. When they move into the no-fly zone, the drones are redirected to meet at next point. The van moves ahead. Sam shows construction work in one place and directs the van to the other side. Garrett places a truck between the van, and on the other side, Connor accumulates his powers and shuts down the van by giving an electric shock. Garrett also stops the robots. Connor comes and shuts down the robots by giving them shocks. Maddie burns a hole in the car and puts smoke bomb in it. Both guards come out coughing. They take their drug suitcases and put them in their car. Marcus' bodyguard double-crosses Connor, and Garrett kills all the officers there and also kills Maddie. And Sam is hit by bullet while running. Connor steals a car, taking Gary and Sam with him. Connor brings a car to a place, and Gary sees that Sam, who was injured, has now died, and both of them feel sad, which shakes Connor a lot, and he says that Marcus has betrayed them. On the other hand, Davis says that Marcus's team must have done that theft, where Connor would also be with Garrett, as he is the most powerful electric mutant in the city. Park says he doesn't know. Connor is not a killer, and Davis says that you had let him go, so he stole. Their boss says that you will have to go and find that stuff no matter what. In the evening, Park takes his daughter for a walk in the garden, where his daughter is a mutant, and she says, "Daddy, I heard that mutants are sent away from their parents." Park says, "No, I will never send you away from me," and Connor's friend Rob comes and gives Park a letter. Park goes and meets Connor in a dinner, where Connor tells him everything. Park says that you should surrender yourself to the police, and then Connor says there that you were right, that I am now like my father. But he agrees to surrender when all this is over. Connor gives him information about Marcus. The next day, officers keep an eye on Marcus' hideout from outside, where a large army of officers advances. All the officers enter with robots from outside, where Mac runs away with the drugs and his guards attack the officers. Marcus, his bodyguard, and Nia run away through the back route, and Garrett comes and shoots Marcus. Garrett tries to stop Marcus's bodyguard with his power, but he has super strength. Connor comes and gives him an electric shock, but it has no effect on him. Garrett stabs him in the eye, and Connor gives him an electric shock which kills him off. Marcus asks Nia to heal him, holding a gun to her. She comes near him and takes the gun from his hand. Garrett takes the gun from her and says that this is for Danny and Sam, and then he presses Marcus's throat with his power and kills him. Then Connor tells Nia that my mom is sick, and you have to cure her, and after that, I will let you go. Nia says it's not that easy and shows Connor the wound on her hand, which was on Connor's arm, which she cured before, and Connor understands that she cannot heal anyone's wound, she can only take the wounds of others on her body. But Connor doesn't care about this, and he takes her to the hospital and goes to Eva and says that you have to do this. Nia goes to Eva and she starts healing her, which causes her pain. She screams in pain. The sound of her screaming causes a change of heart in Connor, and he says, "Leave it, forgive me, you can go from here." Eva dies and Connor drives to police station with Nia, gives her the car and apologizes to her. Garrett meets Trust, the mafia boss of Marcus, and gives him drugs, saying that you will need someone to run Marcus' business, and I can handle all his work. He says okay. Connor goes to Eva's grave and remembers his mother. On the other hand, Nia also meets her father in jail, and both father and daughter are happy to meet after a long time.